Good evening. We have a rare perspective to bring you this evening ahead of the next scheduled death row inmate execution, which is 1 week from tonight.
Next Thursday, Department of Correction officials are set to strap convicted killer Nick Sutton to the electric chair.
But tonight, a former TDOC death row prison guard speaks exclusively with News Channel 5's Jason Lamb, saying Sutton's life deserves to be spared.
Hugh Rushton knows not everyone will want to hear what he has to say.
And I'm sure a lot of people probably get mad at me for doing this. But if they do, so be it. But I'm going to speak out because I feel it's justifiable.
Rushton is a former prison guard at Riverbend's death row. Since 2018, 6 prisoners he used to work around have been executed.
Your job comes first. Your feelings, you have to put them to the side. And it's hard to see some of them being executed that you thought would have done better off in population.
In the last year and a half, execution nights have become a ritual for Rushton.
It's a set up and wait, hoping it might not go through, and then again saying, well, it's going to go through, so nothing I can do about it. But then I say a little prayer and say, well, rest in peace.
Next set for the electric chair is Nick Sutton. The crimes he's convicted of are brutal. 4 murders, including his own grandmother and a fellow prisoner near Knoxville. So what this former prison guard has to say about Sutton may surprise you.
He's a great asset to the Department of Corrections, even though a lot of people won't think that, but he is.
Rushton says Sutton turned his life around while on death row under his watch.
Armed with prison-made knives, 5 guards were taken hostage.
He says Sutton especially showed his true colors during a massive riot in 1985 at the old Tennessee State Prison. Rushton says Sutton saved one guard who was being held hostage, escorting him to safety.
Well, I just said to myself, that's one good inmate. He's taking care of staff, which means he cared.
Rushton is asking Governor Lee to commute Sutton's death sentence to life in prison, saying he makes the prison safer for other guards, even though Lee has yet to stop an execution.
For once, the governor should take into consideration that this man has really transformed. I've seen other inmates that say they did, and I've heard staff that say they did, but I've never seen one until this one.
Rushton knows the families of Sutton's victims may very well see things differently, but he wants the governor to hear him too.
A human being is a human being.
Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.
Death row inmates have the choice whether to have an autopsy performed on them after they're executed. Now, the last 4 inmates to die in the electric chair have opted against an autopsy, making it difficult for attorneys to argue that the chair is cruel and unusual punishment. Since execution started up again a year and a half ago, only 1 autopsy has been confirmed, and that inmate died from lethal injection.